I'm going to be testing out the Artistro paint pens. So I was actually sent these by Artistro a few weeks ago. I've been a little bit busy recently. I recently just got a new job. So the packaging is very, very minimal. These paint pens work on rocks, glass, ceramic, porcelain, smooth wood, metal, rubber, stone, and paper. So from what these claim, they kind of remind me of Posca pens. I hope they perform the same. So this is what they look like. Oh, they're pretty. They look like pastel pens, which is amazing. I love pastel colours. One thing I will say right off the bat is I actually have already used the white pen in particular because I needed some highlights because my Posca pen had recently run out, and from what I tried with the white pen, I actually really enjoyed it. But let's see how the rest of these colours do, and let's do a full-fledged illustration with them. Or maybe just a few doodles, I don't know yet. So this little thank you card actually shows you other products from Artistro, I hope I'm saying that correctly. And it also comes with a free audiobook and instructions on how to use these, which is great. Oh, and then there's a little instruction leaflet that tells you how to use them. So I'm going to use these two greens as an example of how to actually activate these pens. Oh, that's a pretty lime green colour. This colour's a lot more pastel than I was expecting it to be. That's lovely. Let's do one more before we breeze through all of the swatches. Shake it up. Okay. Oh, this one looks as if it's been shook up in the box quite well anyway. So looking back at the footage, I didn't actually explain how to actually activate these markers. So reading the instructions, you shake up the marker well, remove the cap, and just like with Posca pens, you actually pump it against the paper to activate the pen. I would recommend doing this on a separate piece of paper so you don't ruin the piece of paper that you're going to be drawing on. Since I have been really busy lately, I actually activated them all off camera so I could just get to the swatching straight away, and that's what you can see in the footage. To put these paint pens through their paces, especially the white pen, I actually did that over some painter's tape. It took a little bit to get going, but once it got going, it was really good. I'm going to do a few little sketches, see what works. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, so now I've got to decide what I want to draw with these. I kind of have the idea of like crystals or something. I watched Emily Art's video and she did like mushrooms and like a cottagecore aesthetic, which was amazing, but I don't want to copy her. I haven't drawn crystals in a long time and I feel like I could get some really nice contrast with some of these colours. So let's see what we can do. Feels like ages since I've actually sketched anything. I never really have a plan for when I draw crystals. I just randomly do different shapes and just hope for the best. But whenever I'm drawing crystals, I always use the side of my pencil like this. It also helps using the side of my pencil because it makes me a little bit looser in my movements. Little rocks and crystals just all around. Also, because I'm using the side of my pencil, you can actually see the lines as they happen. Okay, so now I'm trying to decide what colour to go for. My natural kind of selection would be to go for like an orangey sort of crystal. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a little bit of line, like establish some lines. And also, since this is the darkest orange colour, I think I'm going to work dark to light as well, since these are acrylic paint markers. I think I'm also going to add some purple to them as well, just to like darken up the colour a little bit and also mix while I'm doing the line work of these. Definitely making it a different style than what I was originally planning. So I'm making the purple more or less the shadow. Also, purple is one of those colours that you don't really see in nature very often, so it almost has this magical quality to it, and I love using purple in my shadows. I will say some of these pens, some of the pens are drier than others. I mean, they're great, don't get me wrong, it's just that some of them activate better than others. The orange on top of the purple isn't too bad. I don't think I've left it long enough to dry though. Okay, something I keep forgetting to do is shake them up before using them. Is it just me, or I feel like we're missing a brown? Because I know we have that colour, but it just feels like it's missing from the set. Or at least if this set could actually be a little bit bigger. I don't know. It just feels like something's missing, and I think a brown is definitely something that could have been done with. So now on with the speed paint. I definitely think I put these pens through their paces, because these pens are only fine tip pens. So yeah, they were kind of scratchy, but I know that Artistro actually do bigger packs of these paint pens, but I kind of wanted to make the most of the colours that I had. And I felt like this crystal drawing was good because it allowed me to test out pretty much majority of the colours, and I really gave colour mixing a go while I was at it as well. Also, it was kind of nice not drawing anything that's like character related. Yes, it's still part of my character universe, but it's actually like a little bit of scenery. So I've actually spent some time looking into Artistro, and they have quite a lot of products available. Now, I'm not an acrylic pens kind of person, so it was actually interesting trying out this somewhat new medium. I am aware of Posca markers and I have used them in the past, but I've never really used them on a full illustration like this, so it was actually a lot of fun. But Artistro actually sell other art supplies like watercolour. I feel like if Artistro were going to send me anything, I feel like watercolour would have been a better option because I am a watercolour fiend. But either way, I'm still incredibly grateful to Artistro for even giving me this opportunity to try out some of their art supplies. At the present moment of recording this, it is actually the 11th of December 2021. Their website actually opens on the 13th, so Monday, but they do actually sell their products over on Amazon as well. Even though I've quickly looked up most of the products that they actually sell, from an outsider's perspective looking in, on first glance, they look quite similar to Arteza. Now, I would be fascinated if there was a comparison between the two at any point, whether it's me doing it in the future, I don't know, or whether it's somebody else, but I would watch that video. Just a comparison between these two brands, because from outside looking in, a lot of the products and a lot of the target demographic kind of look very similar. With having a new job, I haven't actually had the time to look into a comparison between these companies, at least fairly anyway. It definitely looks as if Artistro want to expand their range of products, so I think over time it will get more similar to Arteza. Mentally, for me, it feels like ages since I've drawn anything from my character universe. However, I have been doing digital drawings here and there. With this new job, I'm trying to distinguish boundaries between work and playtime. It's definitely been quite the learning curve that I've had to adapt to very, very quickly, because I applied for the job at the beginning of November, got the job about 7 days later, and it's like my whole world got turned upside down in an amazing way, but it's been very chaotic. And I think part of me is like still in denial about it, because this job, I'm a creative graphic designer, and this job is so easy for me, and most of the time it doesn't even feel like I'm doing work, even though I am. And those are the best kind of jobs. So something that has been on my mind for a while is whether the commentary aspect of my videos are useful or actually worth it, because it does take quite a bit of time, and plus the house isn't always quiet. And I've seen a lot of other art YouTubers actually just have very quiet music and have captions down below at the bottom. And I was thinking about trying this as well. but I dare say there will be some videos still with commentary. I just want your guys' opinion on that. I'd love to know what you guys think about that, because I've been really hesitant to implement such a change. But if I do end up implementing this change, I think it should be gradual at the very least. I think another option could be kind of like a hybrid between the two, so there would still be at least a little bit of commentary here and there. But yes, I would love to know what your guys' opinion would be down below in the comment section of how I should go forward with my content. I do have a few of my own ideas, but having your guys' suggestions would be great as well. But yes, now we are coming to the end of the illustration, and as any perfectionist knows, after I've signed the piece, I still am adding to it. And here is the final piece. I am very well aware that Christmas has come and gone by the time that this video comes out, so I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, and we'll have a very happy new year, and I will see you whenever I do another video. Until then, you can watch any of the videos that I link on screen. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!